Michelle, did you have a question for Fester?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do.
Yeah, Michelle.
Because I asked you this question.
And then I said, you know what? This is a good question for Fester. Fester, you're going to love this.
Lay it on me.
Michelle's got a question. What, a friend brought this up?
So a friend of mine was driving down the road the other day. We were on the phone.
Yes.
And she was headed from Hillsborough over into, I guess, Pinellas, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she's like, oh, Jesus, what's going on here? And I'm like in the middle of her sentence. And I'm like, what? And she goes, there's an RV driving in front of me with all the bump outs.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, what? And she's like, I don't know what's happening. Like, they're just driving along almost at the normal speed or the speed they're supposed to be going. But she was like, are they supposed to be doing this? Should I not get behind them? And I said, I don't think that they should be driving with those bump outs out because,
No.
it just seems more dangerous. Like it's making the vehicle wider. And also, won't they be damaged in some way? I don't understand.
Let's go to the local pro.
And that's what I said. I told her, I said, I'm making a note to ask Fester.
Let's go to Fester because on top of being Fester on the MJ Morning Show since 1996.
Oh, man.
Fester also works at General RV. So, folks, if you want a good deal on an RV, if you're going RV shopping, whether it's a tiny little RV or whether it's one of those $1 million jobbers, whatever.
All right.
You get a hold of Fester.
So you saw
813-310-8444.
Everybody has my. So we readjusted the morning show camera, your camera, because it used to not show my number behind you.
Right.
But I guess in the last couple of episodes, it's been your camera's position's been raised.
Okay.
And now my number reappears, and a bunch of people have been contacting me. Hey, I got your number off of MJTV. It's behind MJ's head.
Oh, great.
So I'm glad that's happened.
Okay.
Making new friends.
All right, so Fester, Michelle's got a very valid question.
Right.
So Michelle's friend Christine sees an RV driving down the road with like the bump outs, and it's like the living room or the kitchen area can get bigger because you have a
slide out, a slide room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're in usually the living areas.
Where the sides of the RV will bump out, like maybe even a bedroom, the living room, whatever.
Sometimes you're the headboard of the bed or a closet in the bedroom.
So let's talk about Michelle's friend seeing someone driving down the interstate with the bump outs out.
I would have loved to have seen that. I would have loved to have seen. And there are videos on YouTube of people actually driving down the interstate or roads with the slide outs open.
Really?
And like hitting light poles.
At no point ever in your adventure in RV ownership should you drive anywhere
with the bump outs out.
You put the slides out once you're stopped.
Yeah, at a campground or wherever.
Or if you're in your yard or you're in a safe spot. Then you can put the slides out. And before you move even an inch, you pull the slides in.
Right.
I mean, not only are you 6 feet wider, like 3 feet on each side wider down the lane, the mechanisms that run those slides,
right.
They're pretty robust, but they're not meant to be jostled down the road.
Driving 70
Is
miles
there
an
any
hour.
reason, you know what? I think now she might have said there's some wide load notice, but she was like unsure of either it was there or was it. She was like, shouldn't there be a notice?
Maybe they were stuck.
So that's the other thing.
Well, hold on. I've got so many questions.
Okay.
Hold on. Why is there not an interlock device? Why is there not?
Right.
We've got the technology that you can't drive down the road. The vehicle won't start, or you can't move the vehicle if the bumps are out that you can't drive the vehicle. Why isn't that? That would be simple technology.
Yeah, the engine mechanism and the slide motors have two totally different. They're not integrated.
Duh.
I'm telling you.
You make an interlock device that if the bump outs are out on the RV, that you can't drive down the road. You can't put it in gear or it won't let you do it.
I mean, I could see reasons to keep a slide out if you're moving a vehicle excruciatingly short, like a service type deal. You're moving it from one bay to another or something like that, but not going at 80 miles an hour down the interstate.
Are there any YouTube videos of like RV accidents?
Oh, yeah.
Where someone is driving down the road with the living room fully extended 6 feet out of the side of the RV?
Yeah.
And they sideswipe a truck, or they take out a traffic light pole, or a bus stop canopy or something. A key, what I'm talking about.
I was thinking they might like somehow
disconnect and fall off.
Right, because if you're traveling at a high rate of speed,
Suddenly,
they're not like substantial, steel metal.
They're
just
held on by maybe a couple of arms underneath, or maybe a couple of wires
Exactly.
and some woodwork are holding them in place.
Wow.
Yeah, I was more worried about that. Like it's going to fall off, and then it's going to cause more, damage on the road. Someone's going to hit it, or
listen,
an accident.
At General RV, do you know if your service department has seen any repairs because somebody drove down the road with the living room bumped out of the side of their RV and they smashed something?
I am sure. I mean, over the course of years, you see everything at the service department.
Or the RV driver that forgets they're driving an RV and drives through a McDonald's drive-through. Or a hotel. That happens a lot.
The hotel canopies?
That happened to us. That happened to us. No, we did not wreck the RV.
Right.
But if you remember, when we went to Alaska back in, 2016 or 2017?
Yep.
We went to Alaska for 2 weeks, and we rented an RV to drive the Kenai Peninsula for a whole week, and then, stay in campgrounds, and that was phenomenal. But we get to the RV place. We land at the Anchorage airport. We take a taxi or whatever we did to the RV dealer, which was like a 10-minute drive from the Anchorage airport, to pick up our rented RV, and I get there. He's like, the guy says, "Yeah, I got some bad news. We had a brand new, the latest model year. Like we were the latest brand new Forest River FR3 for you. We had the latest one, only a couple 100 miles on it, but there was an accident.
There was a wreck."
I'm like, well, what happened? Well, the guy that just had it took the whole top off because he drove under a hotel, a portico.
Yeah.
The porte-cochere or portico, whatever, the front. Ripped the whole brand new Forest River Class C RV, and that's the one we were supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up getting like some 3-year-old model. Remember I called you?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm driving straight, but the wheel is over at 9 o'clock.
What I tell you, I said just keep the vehicle straight. Doesn't matter what the wheel does.
But
just travel straight.
I hated it. So we were supposed to get the guy drove through a hotel canopy, portico.
I will say, in Alaska, the rentals you get in Alaska are the most beat up RV.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get a great rental up there.
Anyway.
But, you never want to travel down the road with a slide out engaged ever under any circumstances at all.
Like just on the road.
So here's what happens. Either the owner forgot, because sometimes it's an overlook.
How do you overlook that?
You're in a rush. Let's say you pull it out of your yard. You have the slide out. You don't look in your mirror to even notice it. You take off. Most times, I would think it's an oversight from the driver. If the slide mechanism broke in some capacity and it couldn't be engaged back in, that might be another reason. But you're only doing more damage, and there is an override to get the slide back.
Oh.
But you have to know how to do that. You might need a couple of guys for that.
So they probably forgot. And they're just driving down the road.
Yep. And was it like and then a lot of times if the slide out is like on the passenger side, because you look in your driver's mirror maybe before you check if it's on the passenger side or if it's like the one in the bedroom, you just forget.
Oh, no.
You forget. I've seen all of it.
So I think we have an answer for
the answer is no.
Your friend.
You don't want to do that.
You know.
I just texted her.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, tune in.
Hope you liked the video. If you did, then hit the like, share, subscribe, all this crap down here.